And we are back, Mr. Justin. I do me.
Hey, Dina.
I like that. No, you know what caught my eye? Your Facebook. Let me pull it up. So I don't misquote you.
Evidence.
I went and deleted a lot of stuff when I felt like I was gonna be in the public eye.
The choir gonna put you out.
He said, I got to clean it.
Yeah, I had to clean it
What
up.
I
My mama
messed
say,
up.
you know, people.
Nah, it wasn't even a post. Your tagline.
Oh,
When I logged
man.
on the page, it says, I am not popular.
Yeah.
I am not politically correct.
Yeah.
I do not fit into any stereotypes, just 100% real.
That's
I
me.
felt like we were
That's me.
related.
That's me.
Right?
Yeah.
That's deep.
No, I love that though. But the part about being politically correct stood out to me because as a poet, the audience, in another lifetime, I did poetry.
Right. Okay.
But with the audience, you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
So how does that work with your pieces? Because you have some very controversial pieces
Mhm.
going into spaces and arenas where you don't know what the response is gonna be.
Right.
Do you look at the crowd and say, "Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do new niggas"? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? How does that work?
Yeah, you got to, because first you don't want to turn them off. Because once you turn them off, they just stop listening, and you've defeated the purpose. So, of course, I got to look at the crowd. I got a lot of different poetry. I'm not one type of poet or one crowd type of person. I write about love sometimes because it does exist. It's real. So I do have to write about it. But at the end of the day, when I write it, then it's mine. You know, I do own the rights to what I write. So at the end of the day, you can, like I tell people all the time, not everything you consume is easy to digest. So at
That's
the end of the
good.
day, that don't stop you from eating beef.
Right.
True.
So that can't stop me from writing.
Right.
Got it.
Now about this. Speaking of this poem, "New Niggas."
Right.
You know, now there's something that when I listened to it, I was like, you know what? I know where you coming from, but
Right.
I know even we're two different individuals. So I want to know, because I know what I thought about it,
Right.
because it came strictly from my experience and my perspective. But I want to know, you being the author of the piece, you
Right.
created the piece. What motivated you to do that? What's going on in the world that motivated you, and where did that come from?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from the old school. We talked about that. I'm from the country. I got a lot of country morals and values. I believe that the man should be the head of the household and things like this. I don't mind. I want women to be empowered. That's not what that's about. People take things literally and not actually look at the principle behind it. If you just think about it, like when I grew up, like when my dad was out of town, I felt a certain way that my mom was just here by herself. So it made me look a certain way to step up, being the oldest son in the house. You see what I'm saying? Like, if men wasn't important, if that wasn't important, then why did I feel that way?
Right.
Am I the only person to feel that way? And a lot of
And
these,
that came from inside, right?
yeah, they come from like, look, it's my job as a man, to step up, because that's what my dad showed me. That's what my grandfather. That's what I know. So at the end of the day, I wasn't out trying to be what like nowadays. These guys nowadays they want to be too different. They want to be so different. They want to buck every trend, and every trend don't have to be bucked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay to grow up with a mother and a father. It's okay to believe in to be black and bold, to be brash. They didn't like Muhammad Ali. Now the man got statues. You see what I'm saying? But he wasn't scared to be bold and brash. And when they was doing it, he was a terrorist. He's a mockery to his country. He's this, he's that. But he stood on what he believed in. And then black men were progressing. We stood on podiums at the Olympics and put our fist up in the air. We died. You know what I mean? We got beat. We got a lot of stuff just to progress. You know what I mean? And back in the day, you would never hear a black man killing a black man. And that's what the last line in the piece says is, nowadays we tie our own noose.
Right.
Yeah.
New niggas. Where these niggas come from? You see what I'm saying? And I don't even like using the word. And when I wrote that poem, I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't even sleep when I wrote it because it meant something to me. Like, this is real. This is almost too real. You see what I'm like? It's like, where did this come from? I was writing it, didn't even know it was. I was getting chills writing it because it was something that I felt like needed to be said. It's like, man, brothers used to stand up for each other. We used to try to build communities. We used to try to be head of households. We used to try to, master the world. George Washington Carver, how many inventions that came from the peanut?
Right.
From a black man. Open heart surgery, street lights that we did every day. These came from black men that was striving to change the world. You know, now we just live in the world. Now we want to be part of the world. We want to wear skinny jeans. We want to show them that, hey, I'm gonna wear my pants on my ankles. Fuck what they think, or forget what they think. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you should care what people think, especially about your race. When you trying to advance your race, like, man, we got a long way to go, and you getting lackadaisical on the mission that Martin, Marcus, Malcolm, all them guys, Thurgood Marshall, Medgar Evers died for shit, the stuff that we trying to do. You know what I mean? And them boys just they forget their own history. You see what I'm saying?
Well, see, and now I disagree with you there, only because I don't even think they forget it. I don't think they ever
know.
was
They know
taught
it.
Oh,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I misworded it. You're exactly right. They don't. They say that you can, if you want to hide something from a black person, you put it in the library.
Yeah.
Well, guess where I was? In the
Yeah.
library.
Library.
Guess where I went to school? Where the white folks went to school, because I wasn't gonna let them hide nothing from me.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, if that's where they hiding, I want to know all the secrets.
Right.
And then now that I know them, I want to be able to share them
Yeah.
in a positive light. And if I'm out here being a knucklehead, who want to listen to me?
Right.
Who? My kids don't even want to follow no knucklehead. They smart enough nowadays to be able to Google what somebody good and bad is.
Right.
Yeah,
You
they
see what
know.
I'm saying?
Right.
So
They
they
know.
should know that in their home household. They should know that. I ain't waiting on the world to teach my kids what's right from wrong.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I always say the same thing. Parents are the first teachers.
First
Right.
teachers.
But whether you teaching them the right thing
Right
or
or
the
the
wrong
wrong
thing.
thing. They learning.
And watching.
Exactly.
And watching.
Exactly. And I know that, ooh, Lord, firsthand.
I know
Um,
Yeah.
you know, and when he sent me the piece originally, I was like, whoa, this is an eye opener. That's what I told him. I said, it's the truth. I said controversial is good. And it's definitely something that I can just speak for my generation. I'm the youngest out of the choir. Everybody knows that. But just me just listening to it, and I had to listen to it again because I'm like, wow, my generation can't even face this reality that they are new niggas. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad when you hear the poem, you can just think about the individuals around you who are actually going down that path, and it's like, hold on, somebody has to shake them up, and that all ties in for you being a voice for the mute. And like you said, it's not that they have forgotten, they hadn't been taught,
Right.
and they're just learning by the world, and that's what disturbs me. Even being, you know, a single mother, I might not be single for long, but not. But
Hold on.
being a
Hold
single
on.
mother raising a kid,
Speak volume.
you know,
Speak volume.
Exclusive announcement.
Exclusive.
you don't want to you don't want to shelter your kids. You know what I'm saying? I try not to shelter my son. I have to have serious conversations with him, regardless if his father is bringing these situations up or not. I have to be, you know, the daddy and the mama in some cases, you know, majority of the time, and I don't want him to be blindsided,
Right.
you know, about what he's actually seeing. So having programs, having individuals like yourself, and that's why I had him there, and I made him put his phone up when Justin got on the stage.
That's what's up.
The other ones was rapping, performing, you know, they dancing. I'm like, hold on, no, you need to listen, put your phone up, and
Yeah.
I need you to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, you listening? He said, yes, ma'am, I'm listening. And he's the one telling me, Mom, you gonna go up there and get his number? I said,
That's
oh
what's
yeah,
up.
you never do that.
No doubt.
And that there alone lets me know that our children, they definitely are watching,
Already.
and
No question.
and they can learn from everyone. And I like to tell my friends all the time, you know, y'all need to slow down a little bit. You know, take your time with them. Like, pay attention to your child.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because
For
you might
real.
miss something, and
Yeah.
then you wondering 4 or 5 years down the line why they acting this way and why they acting that way.
Right.
So, you know, it's really good that you brought that. I can't wait for more people to hear it, y'all. It's some heat.
That's what's up.
It's really
What's up?
going to, you know,
No
make you
doubt.
stand up. Yeah,
No doubt.
for sure.
So what events do you have coming up? I know you have a couple of things.
July 4th.
Yeah, pull a phone out.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
see.
Right.
itinerary.
Let me
Well,
check my
Let's
palm
make sure
pilot.
we get it. Let's make sure we get
The
it.
main thing that I'm really working on right now is my book. Is Mostly Misunderstood. I hope to have that finished by November.
Okay.
It's part biography, part poetry. I feel like it's something different. You know, it's gonna have you know, biography, but then also it's gonna lead up to some of the poems and some of the events that led me to write some of the things that I write.
Okay.
So that's really what I've been working on. It's like a 15-year project that literally I feel like it's getting to the
Awesome.
completion.
Labor
I'm ready to
of
share it
love.
with the
Right.
man. It's
Right.
it's gonna be awesome. But we do open mics every other Tuesday down at the Green Elephant on Greenville Avenue, and then also right there behind the Twisted Root Burger right there.
What time is that?
We usually start around 8. Doors open at 8.
Okay.
Usually they they alternate Tuesday. Okay. So one Tuesday we'll be at the Green Elephant. The next Tuesday will be right behind the Twisted Root Burger Company, whatever it is, right there. Yeah. Also, we're gonna be in North Richland Hills on July 14th. I'm trying to pull up my phone. I got too much going on at work. I manage, like I said, a retail store. So it's
okay. What's the retail store?
A mattress firm. Mattress firm. Yeah.
We gonna we gonna talk after the show.
Yeah. I manage over at mattress firm. Okay. I've been, like I said, I started in marketing. Went over to retail from there. Okay. So
when you started in marketing, I saw you went to school for mass communication.
Yeah. So when I wanted to be an ESPN broadcaster. That's what I want to be. Stuart Scott. But it wasn't a lot of money.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Booyah. Yeah.
I think every black child, because I know Stuart Scott was like the coolest.
The man, he was cool. So, but it wasn't a lot of money in that industry first starting off. So I was minoring in marketing. When I had my son, I went straight into the workforce. I was fortunate enough, my son's from the south side of Chicago, so of course I moved closer to the south side of Chicago, and I was fortunate to get into a upstart marketing company. They did marketing for like Major League Baseball, NFL, Vivitar, and all types of different companies, and they were going through East Coast expansion. I was with the company literally 2 weeks, and they were like, man, we're going out this place. The guy that trained me, he was like, man, we're leaving, you have an opportunity to come with us, and I'm like, I'm looking at the office, I'm like, it's 35 people here and it's 5 people leaving. I can automatically be number 6. That's just the way I think. Right. I left, so I went over to the East Coast, Baltimore, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Yonkers, New York, Stratford, Connecticut, all up and down.
You didn't get to Rhode Island?
Rhode Island, all that. Went to Massachusetts and all that. I saw the Yankees and Red Sox and all that good stuff. My best friend plays for the New England Patriots, so he was up in Foxborough too. So
who's your best friend?
Ty Warren, he from Broward, Texas as well. Went to Texas A&M. That's my man, West Side. Yeah, West Side, Broward, Texas. Yes, sir. That's a success story too. So right. The townhouse that's on 723 North Pearl Street, Dallas, Texas. That's July 4th. Also, look out for us on North Richmond. We don't know the exact address yet. That's on July 14th. And August 14th, we have an event out there in the Frisco School of Music. It's going to be verses and violins. That's going to be a live event, grown and sexy. We're going to have free wine
we gotta
and things like that. That's going to be a great event. We just
Frisco, they do it like big
Yeah,
we just had a brown skin, deeper than the skin, a brown skin celebration out there last month in Frisco, and it was an awesome turnout. If you go on my Facebook page, you'll see.
Check that out.
Yeah,
it was.
Oh man, it was a beautiful event. It was poetry, poets, dancers, R&B artists was out there. So just follow me on my Facebook page, follow me on my Instagram, because there's always something popping up. It's always somebody in the inbox. I might be in a different city, different state, because literally that I have a lot of friends, a lot of different places, simply because my school, shout out to my frat brothers, Phi Beta Sigma.
Yes, indeed.
The blue and white, baby, 1914, ain't nothing greater. But anyway. So through my frat and I worked with musicians and artists and things like that. So, Atlanta, we did a strip club tour that was crazy a couple years ago. It
Poetry
is what
in the strip club?
No. This when I was working with artists.
I was about to say
that's kind of a dope concept.
We gonna have an event,
right? But if you ever been to Atlanta, you know that's where everybody is at the strip club. Yeah. So So anyway, I see you.
That's some Drake in your feelings type of poetry in there.
Don't you dare say a word about Kiki up in
there. Oh no! Oh
Lord,
that's a whole
different discussion. That's a whole different
discussion.
I can't take it.
No, but I did want to talk about the poetry do you have family friendly events like for kids? My daughter is 15 and very into poetry.
Well, a lot of the stuff is during the evening times right now, especially during the summer months. A lot of things that are catered towards kids don't really like going to summer months, but like the back to school events and things like that, you will start seeing a lot of that towards the end of August. And like I said, those pop up a lot of times just out of the blue, or they think about it a month or two in advance, but then actually start saying, hey, we like to feature you and things like that. So I always have kid-friendly stuff. I got kids. I have kids. But me personally, I'm from the old school. I don't think kids need to hear everything.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we have kiddie discussions for the kids, but then when it's time to get grown, because at the end of the day, if I can pass that message to the grown folks, hopefully that filters down to the kids.
Right.
Most definitely.
Next to your book, are there any other plans to expand your brand?
No, definitely. There's a big movement going on in this spoken word thing. I mean, so I'm definitely gonna be looking to start hosting my own events. So definitely start looking towards that. The more connection that I get, I'm new to Dallas. I've been here probably less than 2 years.
Okay.
So I am new to the area, but it's like a big country out here.
Right.
Everybody start knowing everybody. You start seeing different things.
Exactly.
So yeah, I definitely want to start pushing more of this positivity out there because I think the world needs it. I think that we need things other than booty clubs and this and that. And when you go to these events, if you come out there with an open mind, you will leave with a full a full mind of things to take with you.
Now, do you do any of the competition or competitive spoken word?
Not really. Because I'm not gonna say I'm not doing this to be the best, but I do it for me, and getting a trophy or getting the first place or getting a pat on my back to say that takes it out of me. That comes back into the new nigga effect. Like people used to do it because of the love of it.
Yeah.
Like when Marvin Gaye did it, he did it for $1. You know, when that's what I am. You know, you could pay me, not pay me, but as long as you hear what I'm saying, then I'm fulfilled. My destiny is being fulfilled every time I turn on the mic, every time I get on the stage. The competition part is awesome, you know, but I'm at a different point in my life to where now, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You know, a lot of those competitions are just to say I'm better than you. And at the end of the day, I don't feel like I'm better than anybody, but I feel like I got a story to share, and I want you to be able to digest it with an open mind, not saying that hey, you want to be better than me or what. No, just listen to what I got to say, digest it how you want to digest it, and after that, I'll walk out the door.
Do you get a lot of, like when you do your events and you do your spoken word events, do you get a lot of feedback from some people that have heard it?
That's the most positive thing that I mean, that lets me know what I'm doing is worth what I'm doing. You know, you only need one person to hear it. Just like a message at church. You only need that one sinner. You only need that one person to hear the message, and you have done your job. You know, so at the end of the day, I'm trying to get that one person. I'm trying to get that one person 1,000 times over, though. And that's the biggest difference between me. I don't want to stop it at just you. You know, I hope somebody hear this and motivate them to do something, whether they 12, 13, because a lot of times I struggle with it because it wasn't cool. It wasn't hard. It wasn't dope. It wasn't like, man, if you ain't writing about love and stuff like that, you ain't really talking about that. You know, that's how I grew up. You know, like, come on, man. Like, really, I think being enlightened is powerful. I think knowing what you're going through and knowing what you're up against, I think that's the most that's special. Because people are lost in this world. They don't understand that what we have every day that you wake up is special. Now what you going to do with it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You just got them J's. What you do with it? You clean it with a toothbrush. You do everything. But you got a life that's way more precious than that, and you careless with it.
Right. And that ties in with your quote. You said, "Plight to victory. I only hope I inspire others to maximize their abilities. My work, like my passion, is authentic."
Right.
That speak volumes.
Yeah.
Plug.
For real.
Yeah.
Right. For real.
That's awesome that you not only think of you, but you really hope that what you are putting out into the atmosphere really grabs the attention.
Right.
You know, the next generation, pretty much.
Love it. Yeah, I got something good going on here. I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you for
Thanks
that.
for coming through.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
I
Whenever
give
you're ready
out
for new niggas, let me know.
You know?
Give out your links again. We want to make sure everybody's following you.
On Facebook, Justin I Do Me. That's it. Justin I Do Me Brown. You'll see me on Facebook. Instagram is Justin_I_do_me. The only one. Check me out there. And then also on Twitter, Justin I Do Me. Check me out. I'm a good follow. You know, I don't have a lot of fluff on my page. You're not going to see a lot of retweeting and reposting and it's going to be a lot of authenticity.
Yes. As
The
y'all know, it's always bomb topics and great conversation. I'm your girl, Ashley Nicole. You can find me at speakvo._Nicole.
She always spin that fire too, by the way.
I am Absolutely Adia. That's on Instagram, Absolutely Adia _.
And I am the franchise, and you can find me on Instagram at Black Ghost, no vowels, 75.
Hey,
No
y'all
vowel,
check
we
that
don't
boy
do
out. He
vowel.
got a nice little workout tape on there too. He got a little workout tape he
Push up,
posted on there too.
push
Check
up.
him out.
Push-ups, then the
Push-ups.
push-ups. We got a
Hey.
workout video coming out next
Coming
year.
soon.
Look out for the
Coming
quad.
soon.
Push-ups and push-ups.
Hey.
Volume 1. Look at y'all cutting
I
up.
got
we
just
good, we
good.
push up
Yeah,
and
we gonna edit
push-ups.
that.
I like it.
And you can always follow the Quad Podcast on
Yes.
Instagram. That's at Quad Podcast. Facebook, the Quad Podcast.
And make sure
know,
you search us on
Ooh.
iHeartRadio.
That's right.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
right.
and Mike, where we at this week? We just got on
Spotify.
Hold up. Nobody told me about Spotify?
He knew.
You was doing the push-ups.
Oh, man, look, I'm feeling myself.
It's the
Yeah.
Quad.
Y'all off the chain.